Amanda.
I'm Ben.
For your AutoSave, welcome to our channel.
Today we're watching Made in Abyss, Season 1, Episode 10. Last episode was filled with fear and hallucinations.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of that fear was on my end. I was scared.
End?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know.
I'm sure you won't be scared at all ever going forward.
No?
No.
I don't know. I
have confidence.
It showed us what life would be like without Reg.
Yep.
And that is a very scary life to be living in.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that Riko is strong in her own right and had training and, you know...
pushed through the hallucination.
Yes. And Riko's will and is very admirable.
Yes.
But I am very scared and nervous.
But like will and motivation and some knowledge of some of the levels that more people have traversed will only get you so far as we go deeper down. So
death is an equalizer.
Yes. Everything's okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Sweet.
We're gonna get a better look at the goblets of giants.
Yes.
Those are the roots. Do we know anything about the water that's in the goblets?
It's just hot water. It's like a spring. Oh, I hate the humidity. Flat creepers.
They're like two different plants. So it's like a new landscape.
Vinegary.
We need to focus on the fact that we keep reiterating prey trapping.
Yeah. What a line.
Filled up and spilled out. I love the balance between like beauty, intrigue, investigation, and danger.
I'm in such a weird place because like I'm half Riko, half Reg right now. I'm half like blind enthusiasm sometimes, and then other times I'm just like terrified.
I think that's on purpose.
Yeah.
I think the viewer's supposed to like kind of travel between both of them. Because like curiosity often gets the best of us.
If Riko's goal was to just be exploring, I don't think I'd be as nervous. Because, like, okay, if the worst happens to you, and your goal is to try to explore and learn as much as possible, that's one thing. But if you have a goal of finding your mother and seeing her again, and the potential of that goal being ripped away, that's terrifying.
Yeah. This isn't just fast track to White Whistle where we just go and explore and then go back to the seeker camp and whenever we get tired and need a break.
Speaking of White Whistles, will we see Bone Drid or Sarajo or Wakuna?
Definitely someone.
Poison and the Curse.
It's an umbrella.
It is an umbrella. I love umbrellas. What a great idea. Huh.
Why? 10%.
Less than 10%.
Trust your instincts.
It only moves while we're talking.
To like disguise its footsteps?
This far down?
It seems like it would be able to track you from anywhere.
It's like a platformer.
And the faster we go, the worse it could get for Riko. I think this is bad.
What the fuck is that?
Looks like from like a Studio Ghibli movie. It's an orb piercer. It has a name. Penetrate steel.
Laced with poison.
The more formidable probably means they get named.
Was that the person tracking us, or no? Oh! It's fast.
It's like a skunk-like
Predicted
tail.
my line of retreat. The score, do you hear it?
It's smart! It is so smart! Amazing intuition.
Scaled umbrella.
Poison. Shit. Weren't we given some antidote or something for something?
Oh! Oh no.
But ascending. She's already bleeding out a... No hesitation.
Fuck. Fuck, fuck, fuck. Oh, fuck.
Is it the poison? Like, represent... No.
What? Oh! Can you cut it off?
The hand?
The glove.
I think she wants him to cut the hand off. Seems like the poison is stopped right there. I don't want to see it. Please don't show me. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I'm not okay with this. I want to leave the room so bad right now.
Oh!
What? I'm done.
She's holding onto the whistle. Oh!
You gotta finish it.
What the fuck is happening? Look at the color of her skin.
I know, it's like bluish. Like she's dead. We don't know what it takes to kill her though, since she's not even supposed to be alive.
It's the thing from the intro.
And you're a robot. Oh, like, okay. The color. Fair. It's not. She can do something about it, but it's not gonna go back to the way it was before. Mechanical arm like Reg?
You need to find somebody to be able to do that.
I feel like I've been put through the ringer, and it's possibly not over.
She can see the curse?
The curse isn't present right now. Does that mean it moves around?
Sounds like it.
It's
Maybe
like
they're
it's
like
a monster in itself?
or like there's like times that it comes in and goes away.
This is in the opening.
God, I fucking love the music in this show, dude. It elicits such like a response in me. Like I'm look at all the whistles. It's killed over 100 cave raiders, right? Some blacks, some purples.
Like, they keep it to remember the people by, maybe that they tried to save.
Alright. Nanachi. A hollow.
Hollow. We've heard that term.
That was Made in Abyss, season 1, episode 10. I'm fucked up, dude. I'm so like, my initial thought is like, what the fuck's going on? Why can't I just have a show where I get to find out about a cool mystery hole, and then I get to go explore it, and nothing bad happens, and I get to watch out all these cool things being discovered.
Yeah.
And then
and
not have to fucking sit down and watch blood pour out of eyes and mouths and hands be broken and crushed by rocks by friends. And I feel all that, but I'm like, I fucking love this show. I'm so fucked up.
Isn't that crazy? Like that, I wanted to leave the room so bad, but I still am loving this show. Like I didn't honestly like that fight or flight kind of feeling. I was like in full flight, knowing what Reg was gonna have to do. I was like, I need to get myself out of this room. I am not gonna watch this. I am going to flee. And then I was like, okay, maybe if I think I probably distorted my body in such a way that it was almost similar to that when you put like a rag in your mouth, or he put I would believe is like root or tree bark in her mouth, that I was contorting my body in such a way to feel like I was protecting myself from what I was about to see without covering my eyes, because I was trying so hard to not like cover my eyes and actually be a witness to it.
That was the most gruesome
But it
thing
was so
that
hard
I've
to
ever
witness.
seen in anime. That was...
We've seen some pretty gruesome things in certain shows that we've watched, but I maybe at some point I need to like compare side by side some of those moments to this.
I have a
like
couple
really...
in mind right now that are like really fucked up and close, but I think that it wasn't even... If you try to like compare things by the actions of what are happening, that's not what I'm trying to say right now. What I'm saying is like the depiction, right? And the coloring and the way that it's drawn and the voice acting behind it and the writing behind it, that was so fucked up.
Mm-hmm. Like, I got into watching anime and cartoons because I would get too heavily emotionally affected by live action. And seeing grotesque things or seeing emotional scenes, and definitely that feeling of wanting to leave the room, secondhand embarrassment, that I would have those feelings so heavy for live action that I then felt more comfort in watching animated shows. Because I felt like I could immerse myself and I could be entertained, but I could keep my like sanity safe, my heart safe a little bit, just a little bit, like a little more of a barrier there, because I'm not looking at real people, you know. But I feel like now I've like ruined that for myself, because with actually seeing shows that will do things, will do things narratively that are very, very hard to watch, no matter the format it's in, whether this was live action or this was animated. If it's grotesque and gruesome and upsetting emotionally, it's still going to be gruesome and upsetting emotionally, especially if it's done well. No matter 2D, live action, any of that, if it's done well, it's going to affect you.
I was watching the intro and I was like, oh, we're gonna go pretty far down. We're gonna see some cool things. Whoa, a ship is sticking out of a wall.
What's that about?
That's neat. Oh, look, a bunny rabbit. We get to meet a little bunny rabbit friend, and they get to go adventuring with us too. I didn't think that this was the price I had to pay to get that bunny rabbit.
Like you have to pay a price, yeah. Like, oh, we're going on this cool adventure, guys, with these kids, and we're gonna follow it. Oh, but the kids are gonna have to go through some like really fucked up shit. So as long as you're okay with that adventure, right? It's not like they set us up for like, it's not like they lied to us.
No,
you know, they didn't lie to us. They have said time and time again to expect bad.
Yes, but it's the execution of the bad that is like going to give me nightmares.
It's the execution of the bad, but it's also that I think it plays with that idea that as a viewer we feel like, well, nothing that seriously bad is ever going to happen to the main characters. We might be told that the stakes are high and that the stakes of the world are high, or bad things might happen in the environment around them or to people other than the main characters, so we can see the stakes ourselves and see the consequences ourselves. But I think we're so used to a world where like the main characters are always okay.
Yeah.
And nothing like too bad happens to them, and if something really bad happens to them, we know that there's a safety net. Like, we already knew there was a healer, or already knew that they would self-heal, or already knew something else that would make us feel like a security, that if anything did happen to them, it would be okay. And I don't have a security blanket like that for Made in Abyss. We have a robot child who like heavily hesitates and is still learning who he is and what he can do, and how to handle dangerous situations that he doesn't understand. And we have like a human child.
I was like, you know how in an episode of whatever, or a movie, like you're given like certain like pieces of information earlier on so they can be referenced later and maybe give us an idea of what direction we're going to go with the episode. I was like, holy shit, we get to name some creatures this episode.
As soon as I heard Rico say the name of that creature, I was like, that's bad. That is bad. If something is harmless to you, you're not going to be as pressed to name it.
You're right. Like
those squid-looking things, they're just squid-looking things. They come from those spikes. They're eggs. Blah, blah, blah. That thing is, what was it?
An orb piercer. You name things if you want other people to be able to identify them easily.
Yes.
For one reason or another.
And know exactly what they are. Because with having a name for it, you're also identifying any other information that person can pull out of their skull about that creature that they've learned. The orb piercer. Rico came out with like all this information. She was like, can pierce steel, has poison, amazing intuition. You know, like she knew a catalog of information about this creature.
Shit kicked the fucking Blaze Reap away. I was like, can it read our minds? Like, why?
So smart. And it was only moving when they were talking.
Yeah. Fuck.
No wonder it's killed so many whistles.
The sealed umbrella didn't do shit.
It didn't do it. And that was the picture we got at the beginning
I know.
of the episode. You would have thought that would have been like, if this was some like gadget anime or like Scooby-Doo type show, where if we got the picture of the gadget at the beginning of the episode, that means it's going to come in handy and clutch later on. No. In fact, it failed so miserably that Rico's arm had to be destroyed by Reg.
Jesus, that was fucked up. And, okay, I want to, in a weird way, I want to praise, like, you gotta, like, so showing us the moment that happened, this whole sequence of events, right? It affected us a certain way because of how well it stuck the landing, because of how well the execution was, right? Like, I think that regardless of how well the execution was, we would have been like, fuck, that's fucked up, that's gruesome. But because of how affected we are and how immersed we were, I think that is completely done by and shows how high quality it was.
I think me wanting to leave the room or cover my face or take my headphones off so I didn't have to hear it anymore is like
and you know what? A couple things I was thinking too. It wasn't even like the sequence of events that were happening that were leaving me so disturbed. I could not leave the place in my head of seeing how fucked up Reg was and what he was having to fucking like.
Because you can put yourself in that position, right?
Yeah.
Like if you had to do that to someone that you loved and they were in so much pain, and then you had to like.
It wasn't even that. I was like thinking of Reg as like just like a real person. Like he looking like he's trying to like process events. Like holy shit, this thing is awful. I'm hating myself for all the things that I could have done differently, but I'm trying to snap out of that because I need to be present in the moment to break my best friend's hand, to cut it off, to try to save them, which I feel guilty about them being like it was.
Yes,
I was so fucked up.
And do you think that it was like it's really purposeful in this episode? And of course we'll get there, and this is a good segue to it, to have Reg in such a humanistic state when we've been told he's a mechanical doll.
Yeah.
To then be introduced to an actual hollow at the end of the episode.
Before we get there, one of the things I wanted to praise about like the sequence of events this episode was the coloring. Like holy shit, the way that they specifically the blood. There was something about not only the coloring but the shading on it. It was able to convey the thickness of real blood so fucking perfectly that I don't think I've ever seen anything as more realistic in terms of blood in anything animated.
You know what I appreciated on that same train of thought? When he wipes it away and it starts coming back again.
Yep, and it smears.
Like, yeah.
It was done so fucking well that it just added to the immersion of the moment. Her eyes being fucking bloodshot. It was You can see, and like the thickness of it being on her tongue and in her mouth is a detail that's so realistic that I never knew I didn't want to see in an anime, but that I did want to see. I don't know.
And another good touch is that we get this science of the fact that if you ascend, things are then like almost pushed out.
And the poison pushes out first
from your body, and that we get that the poison being pushed out first. And I thought that was a great touch for like having a more realistic science of this world feeling.
Yep. Less than 10% of...
But dang.
Yeah. Less than 10% of these creatures don't have a name. 100 plus raiders were already killed by the Ore Piercer.
Those are some cool facts.
And then getting into the stuffed fluffy doll that you were talking about. Nanachi, a real hollow. From episode 3, we were given the idea of the insight that Reg was not a hollow.
From Liza's notes.
Yeah, which means that a hollow isn't a person, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what that entails or that truthfully means, but Nanachi seems pretty cool so far.
Nanachi described themselves as like a plush stuffed animal. Which I think definitely highlights the fact that they are not a person.
Is the implication like
empty
between like obviously we got a little bit of it in terms of like Reg's description, but is the implication behind somebody like Nanachi and maybe even Reg that they were built or made or created by something or somebody?
That's the feelings or thoughts I get. But even if that's the case and they were both created, they're also seem to have such distinct differences. Like Reg is almost like a human robot mix. Like once a human child, but then was modified is almost the feeling that he gives off because he has this consciousness and these emotions that are so human.
In terms of like life inside of the Abyss and the Abyss's abilities and like how we're given like the idea that Rico was a stillborn, and because of this artifact of the Abyss was given life back. That mixed with Nanachi's like ability to seemingly see the Abyss, which is a whole nother fucking point. See the curse. That's a whole nother fucking train of thought. But like, I'm like, okay, would somebody create something to be able to see the curse of the Abyss? Like, that seems like something somebody would do if they had the ability to.
If Nanachi is literally just a stuffed toy that is animate now, like is walking around and not an inanimate object, then there has to be some type of tool or person that has put that onto Nanachi.
I guess so. The curse isn't present.
Which we theorized a little bit once we heard that, of like the idea of, I think you said time of day. Does it have anything to do with time of day? I said, does it move around? Like, is it not always present in certain areas and it kind of like moves around almost like it's its own beast?
What if it's something like so if this is like the Abyss, right? This is the top, bottom, whatever, and you have it like moving up and down at different times.
Oh yeah. Like I could see that, like a laser.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. But it would be more of like a ring, right? Ascending and descending in terms of the curse. Like in that analogy.
I feel like this ability to be able to sense when the curse is present, I feel like it would also probably be something that the White Whistles would be able to utilize.
Maybe? It seemed like Nanachi was surprised that Reg couldn't see it, or at least had to comment on it at least.
So Nanachi is identifying Reg as similar to them.
Were they?
By saying that. By thinking that Reg could also see the curse. I would think that that's Nanachi being like, aren't you the same as me? I guess not if you can't see the curse. And if that's the case, then I'm going to identify to you that I am a hollow, or what you guys call a hollow.
Yeah, I guess you can't see it then after all.
It's like that was a piece of evidence.
It was like a hunch, yeah. Dude, so I said it during the episode, but right when Nanachi said the curse isn't present, if we don't hurry, her whole body will swell up like her arms has, and they started to go through, like, the opening here, and then we get, like, the continuation of the score and the violin of it being like it going from that tense like
to like this.
Hold on, wait. Like it trails off like do 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 do, and once we actually step into this some sort of like safe haven, it like let it play out into like the rest of the song, and it's so like gorgeous, it's so magical,
I almost feel like
ethereal.
You know how they do movies, where they have a live orchestra, and they show the movie. With the live orchestra. I feel like this show could be shown on a screen with a live orchestra.
Agreed. It feels like somebody didn't go into Premiere and put a soundtrack here and choose when it like crescendos or choose here. No, it doesn't feel like
that's
that.
What I'm saying.
Yeah, it legitimately feels like somebody sat down in front of a microphone and like watched this play out and like played the music. It has to be my favorite score I've ever heard in an anime. It's so fucking next level. It's so gorgeous.
Just as the same way they had voice actors probably stand in front of a mic while having it on, they had the people playing the instruments for the soundtrack doing the same.
I love it. I love this show, even though that I wanted to bleed out of my eyes this episode. You know?
I definitely was feeling like my eyes were going through something. During that episode.
I'm gonna go recover.
Yeah, I need some recovery as well.
Thanks for watching, I guess.
Yeah, it's cool. Didn't I say it like before we started this episode? Like everything's gonna be great. You should have hope.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we hope to see you next time. I love this show so much.